This episode is to show the multiple benefits of Wisdom Children's Welfare Club initiated by me. At the outset, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Last week, some of the students came to me and told me that they would like to interview me. I thought it might be very informal one. To my great surprise, they got dressed up and came with a paper, pen, and few questions, totally formed by them without taking anyone's help. So, I too responded to them very naturally. You would see in this episode. Few of the activities generally conducted by them, sometimes guided by me, and how they enjoy spent quality time in this club. This club has provided them a great opportunity to develop friends, to initiate various constructive and creative activities, to explore their own abilities and capacities. I am very much satisfied with their behavioral and personality changes. They became very efficient and very effective students. The club has become very good pastime activity to me after my retirement and this COVID difficult situations. Even for children, whenever they get free time, they have so many activities. They plan, they are given lot of liberty and opportunity to do things that will be useful to them, to their family, and to the society. The pictures are taken by the students in the club by using my cell phone. They have become great photographers too. The children who had fear of dogs, cats also got rid of the fear because of the exposure to their friends' pets. They also developed keen interest in gardening and taking care of others' younger siblings. They started learning about various plants' names and how to grow plants well. Young kids started identifying the colors and identifying the flowers and labeling the flowers. They learnt the names. They started exploring their nature. That is more important. Some of the fathers also come with their young ones whenever they get free time. The club is open for all the family members. The club provides free play space and play material. No charges, no restrictions on any age group of individuals. Yesterday, the kids requested me to upload their play and interview and other activities pics in YouTube to share with other children and with their near and dear. So this effort is taken to make the first episode of 2021 year. It's very useful to the families and the individuals who want to do social service in child development area. The interview is totally a natural one without anybody's help. In one take, it is taken by the kids. I'm sure everyone appreciates it, and this will become a good motivational activity for the people who are sensitive to children's needs. Through play and through skits, the children started improving their vocabulary and communication skills in English language as well as in Marathi. Each one guide and help the other child to do better, to speak better, and to behave better. The children's friend circle got expanded. They play both indoor and outdoor activities as per their moods and interest. No restrictions on that. As they play Scrabble and design and exhibit certain skits, their vocabulary building and communication skills in English and Hindi, Marathi also got improved. Here I taught them whenever we cut any branches, those instead of throwing that, they can make wood craft. So with the indigenous material, without spending whatever we had available in the club, the papers, the bucket, and the wood of the curry leaves tree was used to make beautiful woodcraft, and they also had toy corner.
Good afternoon. I am Sakshi Vidya Kaloji Kapeliwar from Standard 12. I would like to interview retired Professor Vishala Patnam ma'am, former Dean of College of Community Science and Head Department of Human Development and Family Studies, Vasantram Naik, Marathwada Agriculture University, Parvani, Maharashtra, and currently CAD, Child Adult Development Consulting Expert, started under Udyam of Government of India. Ma'am was born on 22nd October 1959 in Nandikotkur, Kurnool district, Andhra Pradesh. She did her BSc and MSc with flying colors and longitudinal research on GQ and IQ and scholastic achievement of school-age children for PhD for 13 years. She joined as assistant professor in College of Home Science, Vasantram Naik, Marathwada Agriculture University, Parvani, Maharashtra, at very young age, that is 23 years, in 1981. She was pioneer in running Joyful Child Education certificate courses, development assessment of children, youth and parent counseling. She was a member of ICAR, SVTC and other great institutions. Academic staff selection, committee expert, question paper setter, and external examiner for many universities of India, and she is the recipient of 41 national, state, and regional award and special recognition. And today we are going to have a great afternoon with her along with shower of inquisitive knowledge, acknowledgement and advices. So ma'am, your first question is, how did you look at exams as a meritorious student?
Uh, Throughout my life, I never looked at exams as something fear because I was I had the habit of finishing everyday syllabus every day, at least, otherwise by end of the Sunday. If anything is pending, I used to clear it up. So mentally, I used to be prepared for any day exam and never studied for the exam's sake. that was something I had a different attitude towards examination is for you to understand what is your level of understanding the subject. If you are unable to do it, means you have not understood. You better study well and better concentrate well. That was that. But I was very modest student. Never posed that I'm a bright student like that. But exams preparation was for acquiring knowledge, not to top. That is why when I did human physiology, I used to realize that one, even though I was a home science, I used to feel that one I am no lesser than an MBBS doctor. Because human physiology, we had three parts. First 3 years, first part, second part, third part. Almost all human physiology we studied in BSc. So then nutrition, when my daddy, that is the time he became a diabetic. So there used to be conflict between mother and daddy. He never used to listen to the diet prescribed by the doctors. Then mother used to be upset. Then when I told her that I'm learning about therapeutic nutrition, then mommy said, you are fond of your father, no? Then take care of him. So I used to plan my daddy's diet plan and I used to feel proud. Always education I took it is for quality, leading quality life. So anything, that's what my friends used to think, many times I'm crazy. Whatever you learn, you want to apply in life and see. Why do you do that? Even the vitamins, when I was studying about B complex vitamins, I had little small wound here. Mouth sores were there. Then immediately I bought the watchman in the hostel. I told, get B complex 4 capsules. And I got well. Then I was telling everybody that, see, I applied, we studied last week in nutrition that if you have lack of B complex nutrition, B complex vitamins leads to these symptoms. I saw symptoms, I took B complex 4 to 10 capsules and I became well. So I used to enjoy that application of, so always the principle of life is acquire and apply. Yes. Acquire the knowledge and apply. So examination was to check my level of knowledge, not to prove somebody, that I'm good in this subject.
How was your friend circle, your behavior with others in teenage?
Even till today, I'm very careful in choosing friends. Friends are not the same community. Always I feel my friends should be slightly higher than me in understanding. At least in some subject, some field, they should be better than me. So that they will be a motivating force for me that you have to come in par with them. And that is why in Parbani I have Muslim friends, Brahmin friends, Deshmukhs, cutting across all religions and occupations also. I have gynecologists, experts, doctors, different fields. Because always I believe that your friend circle you should have in different friend circle. Now after starting this children's club 10 years back, children also are my friends, some of the friends. So it is not only the professionals, different age groups also. Friends for me is just to enjoy life, not to hurt each other, to enjoy life, to learn from each other, to progress each other, help each other. Yeah, always it is again win-win. Whoever comes as friend, like Fauzia Khan, she wanted to start the school, and I was in need of a school for Kiran because she was in lab nursery school. Next, I was looking out which is the best English medium school in Permanent. I was not very happy about the schools, quality of schools. Many were there, but not with good quality. Since she was a professor of English, when she was starting, very honestly, I helped her. Do any work, put your optimum effort. Make it a difference, then God will sees you success. A support to each and everyone. Now she's a Muslim woman, what will I get if I help? But I used to see that one, if I help somebody whoever is ready to start quality English medium schools,
If I help them, many children of many families get benefited. Ultimately, it's a big social work. It need not be the society at work. We help an institution, and for generations, that institution will take care of the children's development, and that is a big contribution. So always I believe that, like no Mahatma Gandhi's principle, help to develop people. Don't be after God. God does not require your service. Anybody requires is the people around, the birds around, the animals around, the plants around you, they require your help. So that was the thing that made me. Many people think Vishala Madam is a great social worker. Always I feel because I'm in that field, anybody wanted. For I didn't go to her, she came to me. She requested me, help me out in child education. Then later she picked up herself because she comes from an affluent Muslim family, highly educated parents, siblings. She developed. But in the beginning, I supported her because I wanted her to have a good school for my daughter. If you see my daughter's development, whenever my friends, my relatives' children are in London, whenever they're together, Kiran is never lesser than that. That international personality is developed by family as well as from by the school. So that is very, very important. So friend circle is anybody, whoever wants to do some innovative work, creative work, they will be my friends. I did not know them. If they're working for a big cause, which will be helping the society and the nation, then I go forward without expecting any returns. Genuine thing is help somebody to develop and contribute to the nation.
Which was your turning point in education?
In which aspect? Like performance wise, a turning point is
Ambition was.
yes, turning point was at 12th standard because after 12th, my daddy told me we'll start one more medical stores. There is a need, demand was there for medicine. Many people used to fall sick in the village, and but there were only two medical stores, and I was very good at because I used to show more interest in science basically, and whenever I used to talk to the doctors, I used to ask them which medicine is for what, all that. So I was as a mock doctor already by 12th standard. My daddy was very interested, much interested. We'll start one more shop, and you'll be the owner of that. Somehow I said, no, I don't want to run the shop. I want to study. Then my mother said, your father will not allow you to go to another district and study because you have to stay in the hostel. He may not permit you. That is the time my sister, science teacher she was, in another district, Prakasham district, she became headmistress of Jilla Parishad school. She said, if daddy does not pay money for your BSc and he will not allow you, you pick up your luggage and come. So I told my father, if you don't send me to higher education, I will quit the house and I'll go and stay with my sister, and I'll borrow. Then my father thought she will just cry for. I did not cry. So he asked my mother in my absence whether did she cry to go for BSc. Mother said no, but she has packed up her like bag, small suitcase I took and put my this thing. And mother said, I did not know whether your father. No, 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 I will go. I'll take from Bhaiya 10 rupees the ticket was to go to. It was. I'll go and I'll manage. And sister told, you come with your clothes. You study with me only. So I went till the end of the street. My daddy thought I'll take few steps and come back. But he saw me, I took the turning, immediately he sent my brother, go running and call her back. Then he said, okay, I'll permit you to do a BSc. Then when I went, those days the principals used to take the interviews. When I went with the admission form to the principal, she looked at me and she said, how come you tick marked first preference is BSc Home Science? What made you to tick mark? I told her, In my colony, there was one Didi who already had completed BSc. She said, BSc, ZBC, Zoology, Botany, Chemistry group I did, and that is bit boring. But home science people, they learn so much related to life. So why don't you take BSc Home Science? That is a special degree now. Nobody has in our village. That BSc, like me, there are pure science, general science people. Even my sister also had done general science. So that made me, I tick mark BSc Home Science. Then principal appreciated me. I asked my daughter, Padmini is going to be in your class. It is a wise decision. So I felt very proud. Then I went home and told him, no, Mama, principal's daughter also is in the class. That means this subject has more value than other subject, BSc General Science. Then my mother was happy. I heard that when the principal is very strict and renowned principal, and her daughter, see that her daughter also was she became my best friend. We used to study together because they were on the same campus. Next to the hostel only principal's quarters used to be. Then sometimes she used to call me for food. 19th, Indira Gandhi's birthday and her birthday, International Men's Day, all are same date comes. Just 2 days back only we remembered her. And she was also one indirect inspiring force to me. Like,
How was your first experience in Parvati, being a woman at very young age and in new state?
yeah, in 1981, 13th, I think, if I'm not wrong, Feb, I joined. I came at 6 o'clock to Parmani late evening. It was Parmani by 6 o'clock, it used to be very dark, winter season. That year there was more cold was there in Parmani. There was cold wave, Feb, cold wave. So everybody was with the sweaters and all. I went. Then they asked me, you have not brought sweater? Now it's very, I said, I have shawl, because wrap it. Then principal showed me that water. She said, next day only you come to the office and give the joining report. I didn't know what is a joining report because I come from a business background, never prepared anything. Like job aa gaya, just I came with my marks memos and never heard, and nobody told me also because everybody, I did not meet my headmistress sister, she was in another district, and those days it was not possible to talk every day. We had to book the trunk call morning, evening you get the chance to talk to her. So that many hours we had to wait, nearly 10 hours, 8 hours. So I asked the principal only, I said, what is that joining report? She said, you got the order, you have to give joining report as assistant professor. I just again looked at her, I'm not aware about this. Then she said, go to the section officer, he will guide you. I went to the section officer, there was Mr. Khan. He was MA English person, so nice English, he was talking to me. And my English was not very good those days. I was technically good, but spoken English was just normal. Then I went and asked him, then he wrote with my name, seeing the order, he said, just copy this is the order, you have to do it, ma'am. Then I went to the room, immediately they gave me one chamber, this house room. Then there was a table, Godrej chair, Godrej calling bell. Everything was Godrej company, high quality, and there was a fan, ceiling fan those days, AC was not there. Then one peon, I went and sat, then that lady told, this is your ma'am, principal ma'am told me, this is your chair. I went and sat. Many students came running. Then they said, ma'am, we heard that one, you are a new ma'am. You know, in this college, we love child development subject. And all the time, child development professors teach very well. Hope the same thing from you too. I said, I'll try my best. Then after 1 hour, principal came to me. She said, your senior is on leave. You have to go and conduct all the classes. BSc third year, second year, first year. Now first year's class is there. have you prepared? I said, no, I don't know the syllabus. She said, just go and check with the students. What are the chapter you are familiar with? Start that subject. So I started teaching them because I was very good in subject. So it was about newborn care they had. I started asking that. One student was playing with a hanky. In the front desk only, she was doing like this. I asked her to get up because I was looking like students only. Because I'm 23 years old. In the class, there were 20 years, 21 years old girls were there. Then she got up. She did not answer me. I said, why were you playing with the hanky? She said, just like that. Then I didn't know Hindi and Marathi, and she didn't know English. She said she was answering me only yes, no. I said, you have come, your parents have spent money. Your mother is busy cooking there for you can have lunch, and you have come here to the college and you are playing with a hanky. What respect, what love you have for parents and what love you have for you. I want everyone to pay attention and learn. I'll be questioning you if you don't answer. I'll make you to stand on the bench. They were scared. First day only, this lady is telling me you'll stand on the bench. Many bright students liked me. The dull students were a bit scared. That's what they tell me later. But then I became very popular. That man has guts to point out the students' mistakes in the first class itself. And when students answered, she appreciated loudly. So a best teacher should have guts to appreciate the right things in the students and also to point out the mistakes of that. So within a month, I became very popular. The principal called me to her residence, gave me snacks, and she said, I'm very proud of you. I never expected. People take a lot of time to get an image, liking of a student by the students. We got it. I said, I didn't do anything to impress them. I was worried about my image than their impression. Whether I can deliver my goods because I'm getting this big designation, assistant professor. So I was more worried about whether my personality is matching to my designation. My capacities are matching to my responsibilities. And then the students became fans. Then they never troubled me. In my retirement, not a single student lied to me. Always they used to believe that if we tell the truth to Vishala ma'am, whatever the mistake is, she understands and finds the solution. But she will appreciate students to speak the truth than bluffing her. So that was my experience. First day itself, I felt nice that I did well. Then I used to prepare. Every day I used to make notes. Every word what I utter English, as if it is not me understanding, the student has to understand. So I used to take options also. Like if they don't understand this word, this sentence, synonymous. So my first sentence used to be that I never used to repeat like a parent the same sentence. I used to change the sentence. Those students were fond of that. If we go to Vishala Madam's class, not only we get the content, we learn to express in different ways. That's what students used to give me the feedback. They said that was not boring to us. Same point, the moment ma'am you repeat it, you say in a different way. So it's not boring for us. Your class is never is boring because you keep giving examples, relate to the life, relate to our behavior, relate to your generation thing. So my first day experience was lovely. That student also should have misbehaved with me. She said, I'm sorry. Next day they did not gang up. Generally, when a new lecturer shouts, insults the student, I heard that one, she was a leader also, student's leader, not monitor. Monitor was always by merit, but she was a student leader. But she also felt that Vishala madam was referring me, I'm not listening here, but she was worried about my mother who's preparing lunch for me. So that affection they bonded, connected, then they felt.
What are your hobbies?
hobbies fluctuate. But in general, I love to observe, play with children, observe the society. Even if I go to railway station also, if my train is late, I don't grumble. I'll keep watching trains, people, how they're getting in, how they're behaving, what are their problems, what are the advantages, how the crowd is. I just keep exploring things around me, whether known or unknown things, whether human being, non-human beings. So that is my hobbies, just observing and enjoy. No regrets if the train comes late.
What are your values of life?
Lead quality life mainly and help others to lead quality life. And enjoy life and let people also enjoy their life. I don't mean enjoying life means not just rolling on the bed, doing some constructive things, useful things, learning and making others learn. So that is basically my value of life is enjoy life, uh, lead quality life and help people, guide people and leading quality life. Mostly since I don't have more money to do, I don't give donations, but I give my time to develop people. I give information to develop people. I don't give knowledge because knowledge has to be built by the individual person. It has to be assimilated, applied, all that. That's the process. No teacher can give knowledge to the students. We can only give the information to the students in an interesting way, in an easy way, so that they can understand and associate and implement the life.
And now we have rapid fire with Ma'am Vishala. First part is answer in one word or phrase. How many languages you know?
I know perfectly my mother tongue, Telugu. Other languages are better is English, followed by Marathi and Hindi. So total four languages.
Tell any five the best inspirational quotes which you like to prefer to teenagers from fifth to first.
Quotes, which
Quotes, inspirational quotes for teenagers
first one is
from fifth to first.
yeah, there should be a place for everything, and everything must be in its place.
Nice.
So planning and organization is very important for teenagers. Second one is tell me your friend, I'll tell you what you are. So your choice of friends depicts your personality. The third favorite mine is the time. Time is precious than anything else in this world. The second one is uh, knowledge is power. So money, anything, whatever you have, nothing. The knowledge can give you all other things. The last two, that is the highest one. First one is care yourself. If you can't care yourself, you cannot care others and the nation.
How you relate yourself with a tree because you are more affectionate about them.
Tree, you said, how do I relate? They're very independent, self-sufficient and independent. The resources. So what I take from that one is be self-sufficient and independent.
Second round is you have to choose between two. Black and white photos or colorful photos.
Obviously colorful because they give more information about those things, those moments of that year.
Being a student or being a teacher.
truly speaking, when I became a teacher, I became more sincere student because teacher has to learn.
Teacher is also a student.
Because I realized being a teacher, I was more a student than a teacher.
So you prefer? Arrange you in a row of following in order of more suitable to less suitable. Counselor, mother, professor, dean, student.
So I just want to say that in all the roles, I tried my best. So I was at par with every, like as a mother, I was as best professor, as a mother also I was the best. I tried to be best in everything. So it is difficult to rate it, but I say that one, every role I was second best. That's what my students say. How can you be best? You can be best
in every field.
Every responsibility. I balance myself that when I'm in a mother's role, 100%. When I'm in dean's role in the office, 100% there. That is. But still, if I say that, as a professor first, I love if anybody asks me what you want to be, professor equal to mother. I enjoyed my motherhood, then followed by counselor, then the student, than the dean. Administration is a bit difficult than anything else. It's more painful because you deal with more adults. Dealing with young generation student is easy to guide and develop them. Adults, they have their own prejudices and they have their own mindset. To change that mindset, it takes time. So, but as a dean also, I tried my best.
Favorite teacher or best teacher?
Yeah, that time I never realized. Today I realized Madam Hemlata. She didn't teach us, but she taught us indirectly so many things.
Friend?
Ramana, Professor Ramana,
Role model?
Savitribai,
Game?
Tenny White,
Advisor?
my third sister, Suri Kumari,
Song?
Vaishnav Janatu. I love it.
Subject?
Science,
Food?
vegetarian food.
The fourth is described in one sentence. APJ Abdul Kalam. You have to describe APJ Abdul Kalam in one sentence.
A true and worthy human being of India.
A mother.
My mother?
A mother, any mother.
Okay.
Or an ideal mother.
My mother, unsung social worker.
A student.
Keen observer and associate, analyst.
A cooperative team.
Unity for good cause.
Nice. Complete the sentences. If I was a man, then
I would have worked for egalitarian society.
if I had a bad company, then
I would have preferred being alone
than a bad company.
than being in bad company.
Books are
Best teachers.
I would like to invest my time in blank rather than blank.
In studying and guiding children than cooking and eating.
Every morning I promise myself that
To enjoy the day and only one sentence. Finished? To enjoy the day by doing the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Vedant Kavita Dnyaneshwar Mumde. I am studying in 9th standard. I would like to ask a question to Ma'am Vishala. Ma'am, will you please quote few anecdotes of your life experiences useful to the students community?
Yes, surely, Vedant. Uh, First experience when I was in first BSc, I borrowed a library book but it was in a torn condition. It was only one copy, but very useful book regarding child development. So after I did the library work, when I had to return it, actually it was not compulsory for me because I had not torn it, but so many years. It was 20 years old book. Many students had used it. It was in very torn condition. The pages also were coming out. So suddenly I felt I had pocket money that day, 30 rupees. Means whatever I had saved that day, I had total my pocket money was 30 rupees. I was in the hostel. I asked the watchman, I want to bind this book. How much it requires? He said 11 rupees. Then I told I'll give you 11 rupees. Then he said, no, 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 I also do binding work in my home by chance. But you give me 10 rupees, I'll get it. After 3 days, he brought it. Very beautifully made it. Then when I went to return it, then the lecturer who was in charge of library, she was there. She said this book was in a torn condition. Who did the binding work? I said, I only did it. Who told you? I said, nobody told. When I was going through that, it was so useful book. If the first 10 pages go, how the students will understand the remaining chapter? I thought since it is very useful one, I could afford 10 rupees because if I would have purchased that book would have costed 300 rupees those days. Okay, so then she said, if every student behaves like this, the libraries in India will be well maintained books, the libraries will have. So I feel students, whenever you borrow books, at least when it is in a torn condition, nowadays binding facilities are there in libraries. At least you can put little Fevicol and stick it and give it. Otherwise, you can do the binding also. Okay, so that is very, very important. That I felt students should value the very important, very useful books which are useful to the many students of generations. Okay, that. Second one is once I slept very nicely in MSc first year. We had a festival treat in the hostel. I had overeaten food. Generally, I take for 10 minutes nap. It is afternoon when you have a short sleep. It is called as nap. So when I took nap and I overslept, told my friends, please wake me up when you go. They thought she's sincere one. She might have gone. So when I suddenly got up, it was half an hour late. 2 o'clock I should be in the department. It was 2:30. I ran because practical work was there. I went and the teachers, I was a meritorious student, so the teacher asked me, why are you late today for the practical? So I said, I was having stomachache, ma'am. I took medicine and slept. Then madam came and touched me. Are you all right now? Uh, then I said, yeah, now I'm feeling better. That is why I didn't want to miss the class. So I did the practical. Actually, there was no stomachache, but madam was worried. So much concern she was showing, and I was inside, I was feeling very guilty. I was feeling very guilty. Why? Madam is worried about my health, but actually, I had slept. I lied it to protect my image in front of the teachers. So sometimes, if we lie, we should have that sensitivity. Like, no, even I lied only once in my life to my teacher because I was feeling ashamed. For during practical time, I overate food and lunch, and I got up half an hour late to the college. So I didn't want to tell that. Instead of that, I told stomachache. But I was feeling bad. That day night, I did not sleep. Actually, she did not shout at me. She was caring me, she was worried about my health, take proper medicine, you should not have come for the practicals. I felt a little bit ashamed. But it's okay. Sometimes you lie, but I have the habit of to become fresh even today. In the office also I take during lunchtime, 50% time I have food and 50% time I sleep. So that mind will be fresh. So that is the one I felt bad, restless for lying to a teacher. That restlessness is required. You should feel a little bit restless, but at the same time, you did practical also. And you told, Madam, I took medicine and I'm all right, that is why I came. so that she was not too much worried about my health. The third one is sincerity. I was, if the students sometimes, they used to tell, we will not submit this assignment, all will decide. Then I used to convince them, if we don't submit on time, losers will be we. If not today, tomorrow only we have to complete this assignment. Then I used to request them, at least come after dinner to my room. We all will do combined work, combined studies. So we used to go to the common hall in Andhra Pradesh. Every hostel has a common hall. So we went there, then 10 students in MSc. In one batch, 10 students used to be there. Then we sat around, then I used to take the lead because others didn't want to, they did not have more to submit. So I used to take the leadership, but I never told the teachers that nobody wanted, I only took the leadership, we submitted on time. No, group work. So that group unity for good cause is very important. Because Vedant, when I was guiding everyone, I was also learning. Always remember, whatever the lesson related to our lesson, if you tell what happens, our revision takes place. Then you remember best. So these three anecdotes I thought that will be useful for generations and generations. Did you like those?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you like to practice? You want to do such things? If everybody says no, are you going to take the leadership?
I am Vaishnavi, so say. My first question for Madam is, how do you feel, Madam, about our development in this children's club?
Vaishnavi, I find in every child there is a lot of progress. You all have become very caring to each other. All of you are involved in very constructive and educational play activities. I am very proud of you all. But repeat that.
What all you did to become an best officer?
Why do you want to know to become a best officer? To become a best officer, first you should know what are your responsibilities. Then whether for doing that responsibility, whether we have those capacities. If we don't have, we have to develop it. If we have it, we have to refine it so that you do very well in that job. Then that person can become a best officer. So whenever any position I went, I used to see that what are my responsibilities and what are my capacities. I try to keep on refining my capacities to discharge that duty of that officer. Okay? Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Prachi Vidya Kaloji Kapilwar. I am studying in 6th standard. So my questions to Vishala ma'am are your first experience of teaching in a university.
My first experience of teaching in Home Science College in the university was excellent because the students were crazy of the human development subject. Because they used to listen from seniors. So whenever you join any college, you ask your seniors which subjects are very interesting. So their seniors used to tell that we love human development. It is life related. Everything what they learn related to them, related to their family, related to their society. So it was very easy for me because they had already positive attitude towards the teaching. The students were crazy of the subject what I teach. So it was very easy. When student likes a subject, then they love that teacher also. And since I was very good in my subject and I used to teach well, they used to like the subject. So I had wonderful experience with the teaching till retirement.
How do you feel to be a human development scientist?
See, human development scientist, it's an extraordinary one. In India, very few people are there in this subject. And human development is very important if our country has to progress. If humans do not develop, family cannot develop, society cannot develop, country cannot develop. You may have everything. See, suppose in this house, everything is best except me. Then what happens is, it doesn't matter. Everything is best, but I'm not best in my family. Then what happens is, this best will go waste. So human development is so important. So I feel very proud. I was having no good brain those days to choose in MSc specialization of human development. That made me help thousands of families in Marathwada region. So I feel very proud.
ये पत्थर रास्ते में किसने डाला? पत्थर रास्ते में किसने डाला? आपको कुछ लगा तो नहीं? प्राची, आपके बॉटल में पानी है? यस यस, मैं अभी लाती हूँ। यहाँ तो स्वेलिंग हो गई। अरे मेरे बैग में स्प्रे है। मेरे भी। जल्दी लेके आओ। जल्दी आ जाओ। अच्छा। ज्यादा लगी है, आपको हॉस्पिटल जाना चाहिए। कोई तो ऑटो बुलाओ। मैं अभी बुला के लाता हूँ। ऑटो आने तक मेरे पास फ्रूट जूस ही नहीं क्या? ये लीजिए, तो लेके आगे आपको अच्छा लगेगा। उनको बिठाओ। मैं ऑटो लेके आ गया, इनको बिठाओ। चलो इन्हें ले जाते हैं। अच्छा हुआ हमारे पास स्प्रे, फ्रूट जूस, स्प्रे, वाटर, ये सब था। हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा उस दीदी को मदद करके। आप भी ऐसी सबकी मदद कीजिए।
I had introduced Tennis. Now it has become their favorite outdoor activity. They play that game in front of my house. We made a natural court too on the road.